Okay, guys, something slightly different tonight, something we've not done yet. Look at turning whilst kicking. Okay, guys, so we're going to start. Yoi. Left leg forwards, get hand right. Come on, take. And we're going to start from freestyle. So all of these are going to be done from sort of our fighting stance. So we're going to do all of this by one count. All of the kicks by one count. So you're going to kick my galley. So remember a few of those fundamental points. Try and keep that front leg still when you kick. Try and keep the upper body still when you kick. Just kick my galley and step forward lightly. Itch. Okay, so from here, you're going to turn 180 degrees and you're going to kick to the back of the dojo. So we're going to look at a few different ways of turning to which part of the foot you're going to go on. We're going to do the easy way first. We're going to look at the slightly trickier way in a bit. So for this first one, you're going to use both the heel and then the ball of the foot to complete the turn. So as you start, you're going to go on the heel and you're going to use turning on the heel to open up this back hip. And then what you're going to do is as you send the hip round, you're going to snap that foot in place. So everything is going to the back of the dojo. So you're turning on the heel at the start to open this hip. And then you're going to use sort of the ball of the foot. You're going to bring it in and kick to the back of the dojo. Just keep it light. Itch. Okay, good. And then the same kick to the front. So still kicking with the right leg, still my galley. So heel to toe, my galley to the front. Knee. Okay, good. So what using the ball, if you just go on the heel, what can happen, as we were sort of talking about yesterday, you can lose a little bit of control. And as you can see, I end up going to the side. So what you do, you open with the heel. And then, like I say, you sort of use the ball of the foot to stop that. Use the ball of the foot to stop that extra turn by bringing everything in. So you kick in straight. Okay, so the next kick, so it's my geri to the back, my geri to the front. The next one is yoko geri kekomi. So again, you're going to use the hip, the heel to start. But as you know, let's move back a bit so you can see, with the yoko geri, we also have to pivot anyway. So now we're using the ball of the foot to pivot in on the kick, then recover and down. So heel to open the hip here. So as you can see, as I'm turning, I'm opening this hip, and then ball of the foot to send a kick to the back. Knee. Yeah, so it's sort of that that double pivot, yeah? The hip, the heel to open, ball of the foot to drive. So that same thing now, heel to open, ball of the foot to drive in. Remember, the height of the kick never matters. Knee. Okay, very good. Third kick, same sort of thing. Heel to open, and then with the mawashi geri, as you know, again, sorry, just move back so you can see. As I send the hip in, I want to use the ball of the foot to pivot. So I want the hip and the leg coming in at the same time. Yes, everything is hitting the target at the same time, then snapping and stepping forward. Mawashi geri. Itch. Good. And then to the front of the dojo. Knee. Okay. Then the last two kicks, slightly different. It's just going to be straight back, ushiro geri. Yeah. So you're going to kick straight to the back of the dojo, ushiro geri. What you're going to do with this particular one, so I'm kicking with my front leg. So my right leg is in front. I'm going to lift and kick straight back. So think like sending your right foot in a straight line back. Yeah? This way. And then from here, same thing. I'm going to turn in as I step. Ushiro geri. Itch. Yeah, that's it, Marcus. Yeah, good. And then turn in and kicking again. Knee. And you should finish with your right leg in front to the front of the dojo, yeah. So now we're starting all of those with the left. Yeah. So we're going to start as we did earlier on. So keeping the front leg still, hand still, my geri and step to the front. Itch. Yeah, good. Heel to open, and then I'm using the ball of the foot to snap it into place. Yeah, so like I said, if you just use the heel, what can happen is you can maybe overspin a bit. So you want to use the heel to open, then the ball of the foot to make sure everything is going straight in the direction you're kicking. Heel to toe, kicking my geri. Itch. And next, it's the yoko geri kekomi. So particularly with this one, you certainly don't want to spin on the heel. So as you know, when you do the side thrust kick, you're pivoting on the ball of the foot. Yeah. So you don't want to go on the heel. Very, very difficult to do, very difficult to balance, lose control. And if I go on the ball of the foot, if I pivot, it sends the weight that way. Yeah. So we always want our weight to go in the direction we're trying to hit. Yeah. So if I'm trying to kick that way, I don't want to go on the heel because it sort of sends everything away. Yeah. If I go on the ball of the foot, it sends the weight in the direction I'm kicking, but we're still using the heel in this instance to open the hip. So we're turning quick, and then it's just like a normal yoko geri. Yeah, it's a heel to open the hip and turn, then the ball of foot to drive. Itch. Okay, but what we don't want to do, guys, so it's fine if you're just practicing, but when we come to do it quick later on, you don't want to stop. So I know I'm stopping to demonstrate, but it's got to be continuous. Yeah? Yeah. Knee. Okay. And then the same thing with the mawashi geri. So remember, opening the hip, using the heel. So this is opening up, yeah? Opening up. So this foot is now going straight. So when I turn, I'm keeping control of the foot and it's going straight. Then, like I say, I'm still lifting to the side like I do with normal wash. Then it's the same, yeah? So this heel to open, and then turning, kicking mawashi geri. Itch. And the same, knee. Okay, and then as before, the ushiro geri. So remember, this is like it's going in a straight line, yeah? Lift and kick straight back. So just like all of our kicks, it still starts with a knee lift, yeah? So I'm not dragging this left foot and then scooping up. I'm lifting, and kicking straight back, and then I'm driving in. Itch, knee. And then we finish with our left leg facing the front, back to the start, yeah? Okay, so that was the first way of turning. We'll talk more about some of the other fundamental points and different points after we've looked at what we're doing with the feet. So the first way was heel, and then using the ball of the foot to drive straight, or heel, then ball of the foot to pivot. Yeah, so that's sort of the easiest way of doing it. Yeah, this next way we're going to look at is very, very difficult. It's very advanced, but if you get it right, it can be very, very quick and very, very effective. What I would say is perhaps, certainly at start, do it slower. And even if you're flexible, do it low, because it requires a great deal of ankle flexibility, yeah? So we need to be careful on this particularly at the start, particularly if we do struggle with flexibility, yeah? Because this is very difficult on the ankles. So we're gonna kick. All of this starts with a front kick, just stepping forward to start off with. Yeah, my geri stepping forward. Itch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try and do the whole pivot on the ball of the foot. So we're basically getting rid of this opening, yeah? So rather than opening up and then using the ball of the foot to go straight, it's all going to be done on the ball of the foot, all going to be done on the full. So it's sort of this sort of feeling with the body, yeah? So we're coming across ourselves this way. So what this does, it streamlines the technique almost. So like we just did in the basic, we were sort of pulling on to the target. It's that same thing. We're pulling this hip back, pulling this back to go straight in with the kick. Yes, if you do this quick, if you do this correct, it can be very, very quick and very, very powerful. Yeah. But like I said, it can be difficult on the ankle joint. So do it slow, kick low. So you're turning just on the ball of the foot. So you're bringing the heel in. So we're not opening up this time. Not doing this, bringing it in and kicking straight to the back. My geri. Itch. So like I say, it may feel awkward, or if you get the sweet spot, it may feel very, very smooth and very, very fast. Yeah, which is what we're obviously looking for. So ball of the foot in, and kick. Knee. Okay. So now the challenge with the yoko geri and the mawashi geri is you're still going to do the whole thing on the ball of the foot. So with one of them, it's almost like with yoko geri, it's almost like my foot is doing a 360-degree turn. Yeah, so my toes are currently going towards the back of the dojo. When I do the yoko geri, they're going to go back facing the back of the dojo. Yeah, so they're making a whole spin on the ball of the foot and sending it straight in. So it's not this, and then a second pivot. It's all being done with one. Yeah, like I said, you're sort of cutting across your own body and sending it straight in. Yeah. Itch. Particularly if you're on maybe a sticky surface or something like that. Like I said, do be very, very careful. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is for this leg to get stuck as you try to pivot over it. Yeah, do just be mindful of your knee. So the ball of the foot is pivoting this way. This way, just reminding you again, the first one, you go on the heel, so you can see how this front foot is opening up. The other way, it's closing in, and kicking straight out. Knee. Yeah, Marcus, nice. Mawashi geri, exactly the same thing. Yeah, first one, went on the heel, opened up the hip, and then used the ball of the foot to pivot into the kick. This one, ball of the foot in, and round. Itch. Knee. And then the ushiro geri is done the same way. Yeah, so this is just straight back. So you're lifting, and kicking direct. Itch. Knee. Okay, and then we've got our right leg forward. So we're starting the sequence now with the front kick going forward. Itch. Okay, so now ball of the foot. This way. So like I said, first way, heel to toe. This one, ball of the foot, coming in, cutting that hip in. This way, and then kick it. Itch. So now, like I said, this right foot, almost like my right foot is doing a 360-degree turn, yeah? This way. And go in with the side thrust. Itch. Knee. Okay, good. And then the same with the mawashi. So almost like my right foot is doing a 360-degree turn, yeah? This way, and in. Itch. Knee. Straight back and turn. Itch. Knee. Okay, and we're back to the start. Okay, guys, so we're going to keep doing the sequence and we're going to keep doing its counter. We're going to keep it light for now. And I want you to practice both of those ways of turning, yeah? So I know we mentioned it a lot, just to reiterate. The first one, heel, you can see where this hip is opening. And then I'm using the ball of the foot essentially to drive the kick in the right direction. So I'm using the heel to open, heel to start the turn, then the ball of the foot to pivot and send the kick in, heel to open, ball of the foot to send the kick in. Yeah, the second way, which is much, much harder, as I'm sure you may have noticed, but much, much quicker, is just trying to do the single pivots. Yeah? Single pivots with the ball of the foot, single pivot with the ball of the foot. Yeah, so I want you to try both ways. Get really comfortable with the first one and then try the second one. Yeah, like I said, be careful with the second one. Be mindful of your ankles, be mindful of your knees. Left leg forward, come on. So now we also look at some of the more fundamental parts of the kicks, yeah? So thinking about when we move our arms on each of these kicks now. So remember with the maigeri, with this basic maigeri, we're using both hips to kick, yeah? So because we're using both hips, so for instance, I'm not sending one hip in on the maigeri, though we can do front kick like this. Basic kick is both hips going straight, yeah? Both hips going forward. Because that's happening, there's no need to change the guard, yeah? No need to change the guard. So when you do this first kick, they don't change until that hip goes forward when I step, yeah? So a good knee lift, squeeze it up. Remember, using the core to squeeze to get the lift. Both hips going forward, snap, arms change as you step forward. Itch. And try that one more time. And there are variations of the maigeri. So for instance, we've got a king-geri, which is essentially a front snapping kick, normally going to the groin, or the knee, which is done kicking with the instep, kicking with the top of the foot, yeah? Normally when you do this basic maigeri, going to chudan, you hit with the ball of the foot, yeah? So the hard pad beneath the toes. So you're flexing the ankles so the toes aren't going to the ceiling, nor is it a toe punch. See how my toes are going straight? Lifting the toes, so you hit with the ball of the foot, and then snap, and then go forward. So make sure it's the ball of the foot going into the target. Itch. Okay, so whichever way you choose to turn, kicking with the right leg. And same thing, it's very easy now when I turn to send one hip in, yeah? Which is why it's so important to have control of that ball of the foot so that you're going straight, straight. So from here, both hips going forward. Knee, maigeri, in, itch. Turn in to the back, knee. Turn in, maigeri to the front, san. Okay. Turn in, whichever one you're choosing to do, but turn in and sending it in, the weight in, so not lifting to the sides, direct, direct, then sending the one hip in, itch. Yeah. So the feeling, guys, wants to be straight. Yes, we've often made this point that even though saying a kata, even if we're spinning left, we don't want to feel left. We want to feel like we're going straight. Pardon me. We want to feel like we're going straight down. The same thing with all these kicks. So at no point do I want to feel my body coming sideways. Something like this. Yeah, straight, straight, straighten in. Itch, knee. Okay, good. Now, of course, slightly different because the knee is coming up to the side. So it's a deliberate lift, deliberate lift. And then try and time it so the pivot of the foot and the hip and the kick coming together. Yeah, so I don't want to say something maybe the hip goes, and then it's just the leg. All of this together. All of this together. And in. Knee. Itch. Okay. And try that one again. Go back. So with the ushiro geri, no change. No change. Not this as I lift. Not this as I lift. Just the leg. Just the leg. As I kick, no change. So it's the same theory as the maigeri. Yeah, guys, on the maigeri, because both hips are going forward, no need to change your guard. with the ushiro-geri, because both hips are going back, no need to change your guard. Yeah, so both hips are going back, even though I've got a slight curve in my back because I'm pushing the hips. Don't lean to the point where your weight's going away from the target. Yeah, so you have a bend in the back where you're pushing the hips, but that's it. When you do the ushiro-geri, you're hitting with the heels, aim your toes to the floor. So don't overdo it so it becomes sort of like a turn in yoko-geri. Straight back, then recover and step, and then that's when your arms can change. Edge. And Bianca, look over your kicking shoulder when you kick. So for instance, if I'm kicking with my right leg, as I kick, I look over my shoulder, yeah? There are some instructors who say you don't have to look. I would say whilst you're learning the kick and developing the kick, absolutely look. Yeah, whilst when you're not, like it's certainly faster to kick without looking, but if you're not used to finding a target, that can be difficult, yeah? It takes very little to just look over your shoulder as you kick, yeah? So let's start that side again, everyone. Right leg forward, facing the front of the dojo. So everyone start again, right leg forward. So it's left leg, my geri to the front, itch. So Bianca, you're gonna go clockwise, yeah? Clockwise to the back, yeah. Knee. Yes. Same thing again, San. Yep. Then the same with the yoko-geri, the side thrust kick to the back. Shi. Yes, good. Guys, remember this, the yoko-geri, just for a split second, it stops. Yeah, just for a split second, stop the kick and then recover. Don't let it fall, don't let it sort of flop out. Thrust them back. Shi. And Marcus, when you do the side thrust kick, watch my arms. Try not to let your arms do this. Just keep the arms relaxed when you kick. Yeah, if you do this, say maybe they block the kick or something, or they try and counter, this arm is stiff and it's useless. Yeah, whereas from here, I can cover, I can attack again. Yeah, don't sort of jerk your arms up when you kick. Keep them relaxed and useful. Edge. Mawashi. Yeah. Knee. And then a ushiro-geri. Remember, straight back, both hips back, arms relaxed, head relaxed, kick with the heel and step through. Edge. Knee. So one count now is going to be the set of kicks. So the first count will be my geri, my geri, my geri, and then stop. Then the next count to yoko-geri, next count to mawashi-geri, next count to ushiro-geri. Yeah, so the first count is the 3 my geri. First one going forward, then turn, turn. Then 2 yoko-geri, stop. 2 mawashi-geri, stop. 2 ushiro-geri, stop. Yeah. So though we've only lightly touched on them, all the usual points apply. Like I said, getting the knee up fast, whether it's to the side or to the front, or just lifting to the back. Shoulders relaxed, no head dropping, not this as you lift. Upper body relaxed as you lift and kick. When do you move your arms? Both hips on the my geri, both hips on the ushiro-geri, a single hip on the yoko-geri and the mawashi-geri. Again, guys, I know there's lots of different variations, which we will talk about at a future date, but for today, we're just working on the basic fundamental kick. Yeah. And like I said, practicing, which is the main point of what we're doing, whether you're turning using the heel and then using the ball lift foot, the ball lift foot to sort of direct the kick, or just using the ball lift foot to turn and drive. Okay, so first count 3 kicks, then 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2. Lightly. Edge. Same with the yoko-geri. Remember, stop for a split second before recovering and down. Knee. When you send one hip in, guys, you don't want to overdo it. So for instance, what I'm starting to see sort of a lot of this. You see how I've sort of rolled over. You want to keep upright and push the hip in. Yes, you never want to do something like this where you start to drop. You need to be upright and send the hip forward. Yeah, don't overdo it. Mawashi-geri, remember, particularly with this one, try and get the timing so that as the hip goes in, you're hitting. Yeah, very common with this sort of kick for the hip to go. And then it's just a like, get everything together. 10. Ushiro-geri, straight back, straight back. Chi. Good. So the first count on the other side now, my geri. So all of these kicks, apart from the first one, which is straight, All of them go clockwise. Left kick, left kick, left kick. Ich. Yoko geri. Remember, split second stop. Knee. Good knee lift to the side. Then in at the correct time. In at the correct time. 10. And then straight back, straight back. Chi. One thing I will say, one last point, guys, particularly on the, not so much on the side kicks, but particularly on the mai geri. When you turn, try not to come up. Yeah? So when we're turning, we're still staying low. We're still staying low and sending the weight forward. Yeah? So think long. Yeah? Don't think high. Not high and close. Yeah? Long. Get the hips in. We're going to do one more set lightly, just so everyone's got it, and then we're going to go very, very fast. So 3 kicks with the right leg to start off with, forward, then anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise. H. Side thrust kick, split second stop. Knee. Mawashi geri, hips and leg coming in together. 10. Lift the knee straight away without a change in the upper body. Hip straight back, hip straight back. Chi. So starting this side, 3 kicks with the left. All of these now go clockwise, clockwise. Remember, low and in, not up. H. Split second stop on the kick. Knee. Control the arms. Mawashi geri, hips and kick at the same time. 10. Straight back, straight back. Chi. Excellent. Okay, guys. So like I said, this isn't easy. I know this is a very unorthodox way of stepping, but we're working on sort of the principle of turning and applying a kick afterwards. And now we're going to do it fast. Okay, guys, but again, what I want you to think about is which way are you turning? Using the heel to open the hip, then the ball of the foot's direct, absolutely fine. Or bringing the ball of the foot as a single pivot, and like I say, sort of cutting across your body and then sending it in. Yeah, like I said, pros and cons to both. Find the way which works best for you, and the way that doesn't work best for you, make sure you also work on that one. So it's going to be the same counts, guys. So the same 4 counts, 3 kicks, 2, 2, 2, but now very, very fast. Mai geri. Wait for it, Joseph. So left leg forward, ready to go. Very fast. H. Yoko geri. Knee. Mawashi geri. 10. Ushiro geri, straight back. 2. And we've got a right leg forward. Brilliant, guys. Remember, all of these go clockwise now. Clockwise, clockwise. H. Keep your head up, shoulders down. Yoko geri. Knee. Mawashi geri. 10. Good. Very good. Ushiro geri. 2. Okay. What I'm seeing a little bit of, guys, which is fine, but I want you to try and minimize. I don't want you to turn and then kick. I don't want it to be separate, yeah? I want it to be together, yeah? All of them together. All of them together, yeah? So try not to turn, kick, yeah? Instant. Ready. Left leg forward, ready to go. All of these kicks go anti-clockwise. Good snap on the snap kicks. Good stop on the thrust kicks. Upper body relaxed. None of this. H. Knee. That's better. Mawashi geri. 10. Shirogari. Ki. Other leg, ready. Remember, all of these kicks go clockwise now. My geri. H. Fast knee lift. Yoko geri. B. Mawashi geri. Sun. Ushiro geri. Geri. Okay, guys, we're going to do 2 more sets, and that's it. This is going to be the last 2, 1 set with the right and 1 set with the left. 1 count is 1 side. So the first count, my geri, yoke geri, mawashi geri, ushiro geri. Okay, so you're going to finish with the right leg forward, yeah? The first side, very fast. If you can use kiai, if you can't use kiai, have the mentality of kiai. Yeah, guys, so that attitude now, as well as the brilliant technique, now the speed and the power and the attitude that makes it all work. So very fast, 1 side. Halfway. Turn fast and kick, turn fast and kick. Straight in. Then right leg forward, ready to go when you're done. Very last set, guys, kiai. First side was very good, make this side even better. Halfway. In. Good, Bianca, really good. Good, Rob, good, Ant. So left leg forward, Marcus, left leg forward, Marcus. Then you're going to kick and go to the back. Yes, very good. Very good. Then mawashi geri. Yes, then mawashi geri. Ushiro geri and kiai. Yes, yummy. Feet together, hands by your sides. Great. Us. Guys, that was brilliant. Really, really good. So that turn, it's not easy at all. Like I say, particularly that ball of the foot. If you get it spot on, if you get the sweet spot, it feels very good and it's very, very fast, but it is difficult. Yeah, guys, and obviously kicking is a challenge anyway, particularly in this heat. No, that was a